Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. So this video is in a way a follow-up of the previous video because I left Starbucks as a part-time barista after working there for about 7 to 8 months. And in this video, I hope to talk about things like the work culture as well as like my overall thoughts working in Starbucks. I hope that will be useful for those of you who are thinking about joining Starbucks family as a part-time barista or basically just joining Starbucks. So now we're talking about the work culture as well as the expectation versus reality. So when I first joined Starbucks, as mentioned in this video, I was quite idealistic. Like I was really just looking for the Starbucks experience, and hence I just signed up online. I just did the online portal. I went through the online way basically, before I get the interview. Then went down to the store and stuff. But as mentioned in this video, there's another way, which is that you can do it through recommendations. So like recommendations from friends or people that are already in the Starbucks business. So I didn't realize that actually most of the people, especially in my store, they got in via recommendations from people already in store. So usually they are friends or even family. So like people that they know already beforehand, like whether is it in school or is it in somewhere else they know already. And hence like there's this clique that's already been formed in the Starbucks group, Starbucks team. And don't get me wrong, they're all very welcoming. So like if you're a newcomer and stuff, they really welcome you and they really try to include you. But I think sometimes it's just the fact that, it's quite normal that because you know some other people longer and you know them outside of Starbucks like in school. So in a way they'll generally be more comfortable among each other, and you require more time for you to actually warm up with those people. So I feel that for Starbucks this kind of job, it's quite fun if you're working with friends because the whole work culture is very active. It's like you're moving around and meeting new people, new customers, talking to customers. And then during periods where the customers are not around, tidying up the store, tidying up the bar area. So if you're friends, if you make friends, it'll be quite fun. It's like really working alongside your friend. So part of the reason why I think that the reason why maybe I find it difficult to make friends with them is simply because my requirement hours are quite low. So the most of the time I'm actually not spending time with these people. Like most part-timers actually spend like 16 hours or more a week in the whole store. So like they definitely don't mingle with each other. Whereas for myself, I only spend like a couple of hours in the store a week. So it's definitely harder for myself to bond with them. But a couple of good friends I made in Starbucks Singapore, like in my store, because somehow the time slot that we always work is always the same. So like somehow even though I only work a couple of hours a week, but I'm meeting them like every week. So I think like time is a main factor in terms of bonding with those people, because the more time you spend, I think the more you bond with them. But overall, despite mentioning this pointer about this clique issue or people joining through recommendations, I think Starbucks is still a very fun place to work in because the people there are still very kind and very forgiving. So even though you make mistakes and stuff, they're very kind in a way that they won't really scold you straight away unless you make repeated mistakes. But they really guide you and they help you along the way. And so I think that is a very good pointer, especially if you're someone who wants to learn more about coffee but you don't want to be in a very stressful environment. All in all, I think that I had a great experience working in Starbucks Singapore because I get to learn a couple of things. Like firstly, I get to see like how does a first class organization actually deliver their service. So I get to see a different kind of procedure and structure that they have in place to ensure that the quality is always there. And secondly is that this barista role actually allows me to learn more about coffee, a beverage that we often consume but we don't exactly know like what goes into it. And lastly is that I have fun doing it. I really enjoy the time where I'm behind a coffee bar, trying to make coffee and serving customers. And those kind of experience of like being behind that mini bar and then like doing the steaming of milk, doing the frappuccinos, all these are it's a very good experience overall. So this actually marks the end of my Starbucks journey after working there for about 7 to 8 months. And I hope that this video has been useful for those of you who are thinking about joining Starbucks, to basically see a bit more or to understand a bit more about what to expect before joining Starbucks Singapore. I mean, of course, as mentioned earlier, is that your experiences do vary depending on your store, your colleagues, or your personality. And for those of you who are interested in terms of like the Starbucks experience, about my expectation versus reality after joining Starbucks, do check out this video. I'll release it about 2 days later. It's basically talking about the Starbucks experience and whether like Starbucks actually deliver this ideal third place that they always strive to achieve. If not, that's about it. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next video.